Hey, what's up, guys? Now we're getting into the good stuff. Of course, the other stuff was good, but this is even more good. The three M's. That is the money, the model, and the market. And the fourth one, which we get into later, is the math. So, what I mean by the three M's, the three M's is most important. You always have to factor in how you're going to finance the deal. That's the money. What kind of market you're going to invest in, because many people have those questions. Do I invest in an A market, D market, south side, north side, and so forth, as well as the model. What's the right property I should buy? What makes a deal a deal? I thought a deal prior to this training was just you buy low and you sell it high. But I don't know if this is a deal by looking at the listing. How do I do the analysis, the math? Okay, so that comes into the model, the business model that you should implement. Okay, so that's the three M's, the money, the model, and the market. And you have to use your network to find out your three M's. And this is how I found out my three M's. I'll share with you a story. I went to a networking event in New York City. And while at this networking event, one of the members stood up to present a deal he just closed on. As part of this networking event, if you closed on any deals, it was important for you to share with others, not just so you can get unbiased feedback for your deal, but also so it can be a learning experience for newbies like myself. So there was one guy there by the name of Steve who just closed on a deal. He closed on a 6-unit apartment building in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I was in New York. I was born in Pittsburgh, but I never considered investing in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, if it wasn't for Steve. So Steve proceeded to share with us the numbers, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And immediately after him describing this deal, I approached him, hand out, "Hey, what's up, Steve? My name is Juan Pablo. Hey, what are you doing after this meeting?" Didn't know him. And he said, nothing. What's up? Hey, you want to go out to lunch, my treat? He said, sure, let's do it. So we go out to lunch, and I asked him the three M's, the money, the model, the market. Hey, you just closed on a 6-unit out of state. That's amazing. How were you able to finance that deal? Where'd you get the money? Oh, I got 80% of the financing through my mortgage lender. Who's your mortgage lender, by the way? Oh, it's John, it's Dan at First Bank down the street. Check him out. This is information. So not only did I see how he financed it, but I also got the contacts, his Rolodex. And that's what you want to do. You want to leverage people's strategy as well as their contacts. So I said, okay, excellent. So that's what I want you to do at your networking business as well. And I said, okay, and now what about the latter 20%? Oh, I got it through private money. How you get private money? Oh, I closed on a few deals by myself, and I reached out to my family, friends, colleagues, co-workers, and told them about my successes, which I advise you to do. And they decided, hey, after I closed on a deal or 2 or 3 by myself, now they wanted to partner. So then I began to formulate a formula for private money. As I mentioned in videos in the past, in the wholesaling, if you haven't watched wholesaling, I suggest you to do so, because I got some jewels in there that relates to all aspects of real estate investing and business in general. But you want to share the successes of every deal so they can perceive you as successful. And people want to work with people who are successful and people who have a proven track record. Okay? And I was like, wow, that's insightful. So that's what I need to do. But he could have also said what she didn't. He might have said, oh, the money, 80% mortgage, 10% through seller financing. Oh, I heard that from another guy. Oh, you do 10% seller financing. So that means if the mortgage does 80%, the seller holds 10% note. That's the seller carryback or owner financing seller's mortgage. It's a junior mortgage. So that's 10%, so that's 90% in total. You're telling me I just have to bring 10% down payment to the table? Oh. And I can finance that using different means? Oh, you use business credit? Oh. So that's what you do with the money. So then I asked Steve about the market. Why Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? You live in Queens. How on earth are you able to do that? He's like, what do you mean? I mean, like in regard to knocking on the doors, doing property management related activities, maintenance. And he started to laugh. He said, man, I'm not going to fly to Pittsburgh to plunge a toilet. You think I'm gonna fly to Pittsburgh to evict a tenant or post a notice on their door or even show the vacant unit to a new tenant? No, man, that's what property management and contractors are for. I'm the entrepreneur. I didn't realize that. He says, I'm just that synergistic glue that brings all this resource together. I make sure the cogs of the machine are turning, they're moving, and that's it. I'm just overseeing the process, brother. But I'm not doing the day-to-day operations. My two most responsibilities are what as an entrepreneur, real estate entrepreneur? Getting access to deals and getting access to capital, and that's it. He said, but in regard to market, I chose Pittsburgh because they have small apartment buildings, 5 units to 20 units, which is my sweet spot. Plus they're affordable in contrast to the real estate market in New York City, which we both reside in, and it was pricey to say the least. And he said, and it's just a blue collar area, and it's affordable. And it give you great cap rates, 10% or higher. And the market is this. It began to tell me about the market. Well, who do you use to find deals in this market? Again, you always want to leverage your contacts, right? Just like I asked about the money. Well, mortgage lender, how you get private money? The market, who do you use to find deals in this market? Oh, I use these wholesalers. And he said, hey, now just to let you know, I'm gonna recommend you some wholesalers, but they charge $7,000 for the wholesale fee, and 2 of that $7,000 is going to me for recommending them. Do I mind paying $7,000 for a wholesale fee? Yeah, that is high. It's expensive, but no, I didn't mind. Why? Because hey, if he's able to teach me his secret sauce of investing in real estate, as well as give me access to his contacts, just for a $2,000 wholesale fee, why not? I'll pay for it, and the cost of lunch, why not? So that's what I did, and I closed my first deal out of state. This was in December of 2010. I closed my first deal out of state as a result of Steve and his network and his connections. And there's 3 M's. So the last M is the model. Oh, okay, so why do you invest in 5 units and up? Oh, because commercial, man, it's easier to invest in. They're less stringent when the commercial financing is concerned. You can also do seller financing. They don't mind that. Plus, you don't have to provide a proof of funds. Typically, you can just say, hey, that's what I'm looking for. And it's easier to raise capital with investors because investors will rather partner on a 5 or 10 unit than on a single family. You don't want to have 4 or 5 partners on a single family. But it sounds better when you're doing it for 5 units and up. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's your business model. Yeah, and I normally do 10% cap rates, C areas, A being the awesome areas with appreciation, D being dangerous, tuck your chain, bro. Don't go there at night, He said C is for cash flow. Section 8 is great all day long. Low crime, low income, low crime. That's the sweet spot. And I said, wow, I got all this information, contacts, the strategy, over some lunch and a potential wholesale deal that I did in the future. So that's what I want you to do at your networking events. Of course, I can be your online mentor now. I'm sharing with you the business model, giving you the strategies, the tools, the resources, the templates, the scripts, the whole 9 yards, the resources, the bonuses. Check them all out, guys. And if it's a service, apply for it. So I can give you all this information. But I still want you to have more than one mentor like I did. I didn't just have one mentor. I had a mentor in a networking event. It was a peer, Steve. I had a facilitator of the New York event. That was Dwayne. I had another mentor in Pittsburgh who was showing me some things about that market. Have multiple mentors. Someone who can be local to show you the ropes and their contacts. So unfortunately, I can't share with you the best real estate agent or wholesaler in your market. I can't share with you what lender to move forward with in your market, even though I get those questions a lot on social media via comments and emails, which I appreciate, but I just won't know because I never invested in those areas. But that's how you go about doing it. You have to befriend people at these networking events and ask them about their 3 M's. And make sure you ask them over dinner, over lunch, over coffee, over drinks, and you fit the bill, guys. Don't just try to get free information. Show your appreciation, a token of your appreciation, by feeding that person, okay? Give them some good food so they give you some good info, all right? And now I want you to listen to the 100PF University. So we had the university in the past. It was a great program in which we coach people on investing in real estate. And we have a recording called the 3 M's. So it's a little lengthy, but it goes into detail of what I just discussed in more detail. and you'll hear it. It's like recording with students, so people will be interjecting. So if you hear like any audio and it sounds kind of awful or or odd, just do me a favor, just disregard it. But there's still great content in this video nonetheless. Okay, so I want you to watch the 3Ms in its entirety and use your handy notebook. I was looking for mine, but it's over there. I want you to use your handy notebook and take notes on things that you need to do. Watch from a standpoint of, okay, what do I need to do next after I get this? I know what I need to do. I need to do step A, B, C, and D. Now this is the 3Ms with an emphasis of the buy and hold strategy. So we're no longer talking about wholesaling in this or lease options primarily. It's mainly buy and hold real estate the conventional way. So make sure you check the video below, the 3Ms. Peace.